doing a podcast, guys. I feel like it's been like 2 weeks. Seriously, bro. We might have been a little bit over there, but listen, it's been a while since we've done that because it's been literally like 2 weeks since we've done a podcast. I've been sick, but now we're back. You guys know what it is, baby. It's the All Day Everyday Show with All Day AJ and the homie Manny Ruffin, powered by Dimers. And if you want to directly support the show on this beautiful Wednesday morning,
yes, sir. Yes, it is.
Head over to BetMGM and www.dimers.com/ADED. BetMGM is all reliable for us, and we hope it is for you. Bet $20 and win $100 in free bets. Great way to start off on a new book, and you will be supporting us and helping us on this long journey in this podcasting and content creation world. So we have a big show today. We are bouncing around between multiple different sports as the national championship is, 5 to 6 days away, and hockey's going off. So tell these lovely people what we're doing on this Wednesday.
So today we'll be getting into our national championship predictions, kind of breaking down the game a little bit. But honestly, the hottest, spiciest part of the show probably will be getting to this little opt-out debate because during these bowl games, a lot of these players have been opting out. Coaches have been opting out. Players have been transferring. So we'll have a little debate about how we feel about that. But first, I kind of want to dig into my guy, Joel Troel, the process Embiid has been snapping December Eastern Conference Player of the Month. People were thinking Fred VanVleet could have got that. I've seen someone else was a nominee, but it's Joel Embiid. 6 of his last 7 games had 30 points. Just coming off a 30-point triple-double versus the Rockets. Had a 40-point OT win with a fadeaway, not at the buzzer, but a game winner versus Celtics. Has absolutely had the Sixers team on his back. We even riddled with the Ben Simmons situation. We riddled with COVID. And Tobias Harris is a $185 million trash can. I'm officially off that train. But
trash can.
Our stalwart, our consistent rock, and I'm ready to say it, a top 5 player in the league. Joel Embiid has been leading us. We're not. I think we're, a 6 seed right now, 7 seed?
5 seed right now.
5 seed,
and
somewhere
4-game win streak as well.
The 4-game win, but it will be asinine if this front office doesn't get Embiid some help by the trade deadline. If you see what this man is doing, 7-1, 7-2, going coast to coast, Euro stepping, crossing over, step back, in your face, give me that split cack in his prime. Off a year where he should have won MVP, and you have Ben Simmons telling you all to fuck off, getting engaged to someone else. I get this man I don't understand. We only get these opportunities so many times. It was Allen Iverson. If you want to say there was a stretch with Iguodala and Drew Holiday, but it wasn't really a real thing. This is the last real thing we had as a team is with the Sixers. This is the last real thing we've had. Get this man some help at the deadline. That's all I have about my Sixers. Joel Embiid. Oh, final thought. I also there's been Jokic, James Harden, Giannis, all these guys. Joel Embiid's a top 5 player in this league. It's time we said. People have been putting it all. They put him in the top 10, 7, 8. He's a top 5 player in this league. And that's all I have to say about Joel Embiid.
Well, he's also, what is he averaging? 26.5 a game.
In the month of December, he averaged 29, 11, and 4.
And if you remember, we are coming up on the 1-year mark since we started doing everything. And I believe it was in February or March.
Was it the walkout?
No, that was when we were still here. But it was when we were talking about our mid-season awards, and it was Embiid for MVP, and he was averaging 31.
Oh, yeah.
So we're already at 26. I think the leader is Durant right now, but he's most people's MVP right now.
Yep.
But Embiid is literally just taking this team to a new level because at the beginning of the season, being a Knicks fan, I was like, bro, I'm loving where the Knicks are right now. And they destroyed the Sixers in one of their first couple games.
Facts.
And I was like, these Sixers, I don't know where they're going to find it, but they got to get it together. And when you get your MVP, Embiid basically being that leader and that facilitator on the floor.
And he's not even your highest paid player.
So, the Sixers are in a prime position right now. I think if they stay in the 5, I don't know what it would look like, but if they stay, do you see them getting any higher than the 5?
I don't think we can stay in the 5. Just we don't have the same depth we've always had. Obviously, defensively, we're strong, but, we're a COVID case, 2 COVID cases away from being an 8-man lineup.
Well, you already see what the Eagles have with COVID.
Exactly. That's a whole other story. But if this holds up, we've seen players, right, obviously Russell Westbrook has gotten MVP as a team with a 6 seed because he had the most triple doubles ever. We see some players get serious consideration of their team when their team's like in a 4 seed, 3 seed. I don't think we can do that, and Joel Embiid can lead us there. I see it as a 5, 6 seed, maybe a first round exit if we don't get him some help. There's some names out there. I don't want to get too deep into it. That's a whole other podcast. But just please get this man Joel Embiid some help because there's only so many times you see this big, this athletic, this elusive, and this man that plays with so much heart and so much of a chip on his shoulder on your team. It needs to happen now.
Does him getting help mean finally finalize this trade with Ben Simmons so they can get him?
Finalize the trade with Ben Simmons. Something. Just get and it doesn't need to be a player. We've been trying to Ben Simmons is nice. We need a second piece that can go get his dub, his 25, without Joel Embiid worried about it. Kind of like a Devin Booker CP situation where it's like, all right, Dev, you're the guy. People can argue, but you're the guy, Dev. You're going to get us your 30, you're 28. But CP's going to steady get his 20 and 10. Some nights he's going to get 25. A night he might have 3 threes. Take the complete load off of Devin Booker. That's what Tobias Harris is supposed to do. He just has fucking sucked. So Joel Embiid hasn't really had that since Jimmy Butler. So
Jimmy Butler. Yeah. Well, if now obviously this is dumb to say, but the Heat are in the 4th, so that would let's just say everything ended.
Could you
today,
imagine?
They would play Jimmy Butler and the Heat, which would be fucking hilarious. And also, let's just do a little quick snippet here on the Bulls because I don't think many people had these Bulls.
Oh, the other Eastern Conference Player of the Month possibility was DeRozan, and people felt like DeRozan got snubbed.
God, how about the back-to-back
game winners? Ew. What kind of poetry?
I don't know what to say about this, man.
Is MJ with him in those moments? The one he literally, I don't think he knew how much time was left. He just stepped into it.
I think it was the first one. Bro. The first one, he was it was literally on one leg.
That's what I'm saying. He walked in. He didn't. I don't think he knew how much time was.
Bro.
It looked like he didn't get. Literally just didn't give a fuck. Time's over. And just.
And then the next time, they're showing the highlights of everything when he gets the second one the very next day. I literally thought it was a replay of the night before.
Right.
I wasn't obviously I didn't because it was a whole new team.
Right.
But I'm
it was back-to-back
nights. I just see this, bro?
Yeah.
So that's crazy. And they're on a 7-game skid. They haven't lost since December 11th or something.
He deserves some shouts, but
7-game win streak. Bro.
It's the Bull. Look at the Bulls roster. Look at the Sixers roster. What Joel's been doing this for December. Hey.
But also just looking at this Bulls team, who would have had them at 25 and 10 after 35 games?
Yeah, they're serious.
Literally leading the league. So if you're Lonzo Ball, you're hype as hell that you got moved. Caruso, you're hype as hell you got moved because you got out of that toxic environment over in LA. And I'm sure he would have wanted to stay there because you're staying with LeBron and Russ just came in and we got all these guys. Nope. I'm loving my time. That's I'm happy for that.
One thing when it comes to the Bulls, because people kind of have a sour taste in their mouth when they think about DeMar DeRozan in the playoffs and DeMar DeRozan leading a team. That's when he had Kyle Lowry as his second fiddle. No shade to Kyle Lowry, but those Toronto teams were kind of set where DeRozan's going to get his 25, 26 to 30, and then Kyle, I need you to get yours as well, and it wasn't as consistent. Zach LaVine is that guy where he can go for 40, damn near 50, go unconscious for DeMar DeRozan. Lonzo Ball's shooting better. He's shooting better every single year. This year, he's getting his 3 lines are 2.5 now, and he's cashing them. Caruso, obviously, is Caruso. Vucevic is someone that I like. They have pieces, so I'm interested to watch this Bull team down the stretch. They could do something. I just don't know. With KD and them guys coming there, Kyrie's trying to play now. I don't know.
It's going to be a fun next couple of months as we get into the mid-season awards, and then we kind of get down the stretch of April, May.
You want to run that back again with the mid-season awards?
We can totally do that again because it's going to be a lot different this year, I think, because if you're looking at, let's just name this off as we wrap this part of the show up. In your top 6 right now, it's Bulls, Nets, Bucks, Heat, Sixers, Cavs. So let's say we were at the midseason and we have, we're through 25 games or we're through 35 games. So we need another 7 games and we're at the halfway point. Let's just say everything stays like this. Your midseason awards aren't going to be guys on the Raptors, aren't going to be guys on the Hornets, the Wizards, especially the Hawks, because they're not anywhere. That's why it's going to be so weird and so different because the Cavs are in it, right? The Bulls are in it. So that's why I'm excited for that. Obviously, we're going to put KD up there. We'll put Embiid up there. But, DeMar DeRozan would be on there. He wasn't anywhere near that last year. So it's also something to think about. Okay, we're going to move on now, and we're going to go to hockey. I'm wearing my Rangers quarter zip today. I got my Rangers hat on because this team is the best team in hockey. It is reminding me of 2014, 2015, and 2016 New York Rangers. I'm so happy to see this team playing well. A lot of young guys, a lot of young talent that's stepping up, and I'm so excited for them. I remember in 2014 when they were in the cup against the Kings, and I thought that was the year. And then Henrik laying down. I've said this on this podcast before, but Henrik laying down, face down after they scored that OT winner, and they lost it there. That was the start of the decline. 2015, they still made the playoffs. 2016, they still made the playoffs. And then it was done. And then they haven't. And Alain Vigneault left, went to the Flyers after another missed playoffs, and then the Flyers sucked with him, and now he's gone. And we got an interim coach in Philadelphia for the Flyers. It's very different, but I wasn't picturing this team being a number 1 ranked team this almost at the halfway point in the season. And just things that are very, very alarming for other teams is this rookie, this second-year goaltender, Igor Shesterkin.
Thank you. I'm sorry, but thank you so much, because I was looking in the Rangers today and I was seeing he was snapping. I'm like, how the fuck do you say his name? I need Alex to say it for me one time.
People say like Shesterkin, Igor Shesterkin. But anyway, he's second in save percentage among everybody in this league. He's got 2 shutouts this year as well. Obviously, the leader in shutouts is at 5. I'm not really highlighting that. I'm highlighting save percentage. He was also hurt a little bit. There was some COVID issues this year. Being able to bounce back. They have Alexander Georgiev as well. I'm loving where this team is right now, and the fact that we're now in the month of Henrik Lundqvist, and as we get ready to retire his jersey and everything, when you have a guy like Igor come in, you got big shoes to fill and a big role to play, and you're doing it just fine. Also, to take note of here, Chris Kreider cannot stop scoring goals. In 50 games last season, he scored 20 goals. In 34 games this season, he scored 20 goals. He's great in the power play. He sticks right in the slot, and he gets his tip-in goals right in front of the net. That's really how he's scoring his goals. And I'm loving where Panarin is right now. He's a dog leading in assists right now on this team. Obviously, stats-wise, if you look and you compare the stats for this team against other players and other teams, they're not that high up. I mean, the goals are for Kreider. He's top 5 in goals. He might be top 3 in goals. But that doesn't really matter because the team is playing so well. They just came off back-to-back wins against the Lightning in Tampa.
Saw that.
And at home against Tampa. I've already been telling people this is the cup year. Whew. Not to win the cup. Obviously I want to see him win the cup, but I want to see them there. And I'm already saying it right now. It's been decided I'm going to an Eastern Conference Final game because this team, I'm not going to a first round game. I don't see it because why would I see how good this team is right now? I'm not wasting that time, that experience, that money to go see a first round playoff game. We're going to the Eastern Conference Final game. I already talked to some people that I know. I hear you, bro. It's Eastern Conference Final game or bust. And then it's already been decided here. Ready? This is the whole plan. Eastern Conference Final game. We go up to New York. We make a whole video on the game. We love the game. Watch the Rangers win. Then they go to the cup. They win the cup. We go to the parade. We make a whole nother video. Bang. Content. So, is this too early to say? 110%. Am I very high on life on where this team sits right now? Yes, because I didn't think this team was going to be here at all. I'm just so ecstatic at where they are. And when you look at these teams and these opponents that they're playing, they're blowing these guys out. They are just flat out the better team. And even better yet, I get to go to next Saturday. I got box seats. I'm going to see Flyers Rangers at Wells Fargo Center. And I hate going to Wells Fargo Center for a New York game. I just hate these Philly fans, bro. I want to go to Madison Square Garden.
You know what I mean?
Be with my people. Sing the goal song when the Rangers score. Whatever.
Fuck your goal song, bro.
Doesn't matter. Since the Flyers suck so much, I'm not worried about this game. I'm not worried. And it's not really, I'm not going to, they've had a lot of coaching issues.
You know what I mean?
I bet on them last night against the Ducks, and they lost 4-1. So thank you for that. I'm done. I need to just retire for the rest of the year. I'm betting on the Flyers until they get a new coach, until they figure out what the hell's going on. But I will say a funny stat on the Flyers too. Travis Konechny missed his first game due to COVID in 6 seasons. It's 403 games straight he played.
There.
Missed 1 game due to COVID, 6 straight seasons starting every game. That's nuts.
That boy TK dog. This is like, because listen, this is like the funny part about our show, right? He's a Rangers fan, Giants fan, Knicks fan, I'm an Eagles fan, all that. So it's gonna get really fucking annoying. I think it's really annoying because I have to like act like I give a shit, like even an ounce of shit about the Rangers. But I'm gonna give you your congratulations. Just slow down a little bit with the Eastern Conference Finals, all that talk. I mean, you guys had a really good November, December, kind of see a couple losses coming on their way. But I mean, I can't deny the Rangers are playing unbelievable hockey. Like even to start the year, I'm looking at the lines, like just from my standpoint, I'm like, all right, we're gonna fade the Rangers here, we're gonna fade the Rangers here. Well, and they just, I go back and look at the scores, like, oh, they won here, oh, they won here, oh, they won here. One interesting stat I saw was like 29 points through 20 games under Gallant, which is the most points they've had through 20 games since 86, 87 when they had 30.
And that's
so
why,
your cup talk was like, I hear it.
Well, that's why I like this new coach this year. He's from Vegas, and if you guys don't remember, in the inaugural season for the Vegas Golden Knights, where did they go? They went to the Cup. They did lose,
very true,
but they went to the Cup. So they stole that coach after three seasons with Vegas, and then now he's here, and we're back to winning culture. Also, it's very exciting for New York fans to see the Rangers playing this good because right now, outside the Knicks that are up and down, it's a very weird seesaw.
The Knicks suck.
This is what we have to look forward to, right? We know the Giants are a lost cause, and they already basically threw in the towel. And the Yankees have a lot of moves to make and a lot of money that they need to pay out. So, and we're not really focusing on that right now. I don't even want to think about it. So the Rangers right now are who we actually get to be excited for. And that's also part of the reason too. So yeah, pain. Is it a little bit like delusional?
Absolute pain. That's all I heard was just absolute pain.
A little bit. It is a little bit delusional. But it's just because I'm so excited because there's a New York team right now that we actually can be excited for because they're one of the best teams in the league, if not the best team in the league. And most people, you can't disagree with that. The stats don't lie. I'm not talking about player stats. Connor McDavid, Alexander Ovechkin, you guys are the best goal scorers in the league. I'm not saying any of the guys on the Rangers are. Team-wise, they're playing really, really good hockey, and I cannot wait to see. We're going to be following them a little bit more now just because they're my team, and they're my favorite team, and they're playing so well. If the team was down in the dumps, we wouldn't talk too much about it, but as we get to the mid-season point...
I wonder why we talk about the Flyers.
Yeah, that's why I'm not talking about the Flyers. Because, what do people want to hear about the Flyers? Everybody knows they suck. And when Philadelphia fans, hear the Flyers suck, I know what they do. They turn it off. They don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, I was going to be
you don't want to hear about it, bro.
Especially if you're a guy like me.
You don't want to hear
I will completely listen. Flyers moving, grooving. Even if we're okay, a little bit of up, I'll watch. A little bit of it.
Yeah, we still watch.
We're a couple points out of the wild card race, so it's not completely over.
You just don't want to hear it.
It's a little ugly right now. And we're people like me, Flyers are reeling this way right now. All right, let's turn the TV.
Bro, everyone's saying the same thing. They need a new coach. They tried to rebuild the defense so Carter Hart didn't get killed again this year. We need better goal scorers. Is Claude Giroux done on the Flyers?
Yep.
It's all the same thing. Nobody wants to hear about it. So then when you get a team like this where it's wow, I haven't seen the Rangers be this good since 2014, 2015, 2016, maybe half the season in 2017. I'm excited. I'm ecstatic.
What a full circle moment. Last year we were just talking about D'Angelo, or the fuck his name was on this podcast.
Oh my god, yeah, we were talking about Tony D'Angelo. Literally, almost probably 2 weeks ago. From now, a year ago.
That's crazy.
It was we were right at the end of January. I don't even know when the last one we did. When the first one we did, I think it was Wildcard Weekend, but that wasn't our official one. Our official first one together was the Tony D'Angelo one, which is literally at the end of January. And then right after that, we had another. I think we did the midseason awards right there too. Yep. So we're coming full circle on the full year moment. So we will be doing a whole what's it called? Just a yearly review, and we'll do a segment on that.
That's how you know time's moving fast. You're having fun because I didn't even realize we're coming up on the year.
On the year, and then also when this LA, I haven't told many this yet, and I'm actually saying this live for you guys. But after the LA vlog drops, we're gonna be doing a 30 to 35 minute podcast after the video is out, just discussing our experience with both of the two trips from Auburn and from LA.
Well, we kind of talked about that.
Yeah, but I've been seeing some people that have been doing it when they go on trips, and then they talk about it after. And for the people that don't know, you guys can hear the nitty gritty stuff. And I think it'll be pretty fun because it won't be our technical sports stuff. It'll literally be just us talking about what happened on these two trips, what the details were, how it actually went for us, and what might be in the future for trips. Maybe we won't touch too much on that. But okay, it's time for college. Football, bowl games, opt-outs, coach, Kirk Herbstreit.
Natty.
You want to go to Natty Chip? All right, you don't? Okay.
Natty,
we
because
will
the
mention
Georgia
Kirk.
fucking Bulldogs are going to win the Natty.
We'll mention Kirk.
Kurt, we'll get to Kirk.
We'll get to Kirk.
Yeah, he has a little, we got to talk to him. But the Georgia fucking Bulldogs, I know you're going to be a Bama backer.
-3 favorites, bro.
That's egregious. Now that makes me a little, I'm going to have to back the money line. I can't, you know what I mean? We know what this game's going to be. But like, just think about it. That's 4 straight wins versus Kirby Smart for Alabama. Last 2 have been 41-24. The first 2 are by 1 possession. You could give a serious argument that they're one coach's decision from pulling a quarterback away from winning a national championship over Alabama because Tua Tagovailoa came in and just absolutely changed the game, absolutely left his stamp on that. Easily could have been a national championship with the Georgia Bulldogs. When you look at the way Bama played versus Cincy, right? You lose Mechie.
Awful.
You lose Mechie. You're down Jameson Williams. Now, Georgia doesn't have Sauce Gardner, Kobe Bryant, Bush. They don't have that. But this is, like what people are saying, the best defense of all time. I wasn't ready to put them there, but this is definitely one of the best defenses.
That's why this was an under
we have ever seen.
for Michigan. It was the 2 best defenses.
Brian Robinson rushed for what, 100,000 yards versus Cincinnati? This is not going to happen versus Georgia. Last time they played Georgia, they rushed for 3.4 yards a carry. I'm just saying this is going to be a whole different kind of game. Stetson Bennett just threw for 310 and 3 tutties. That man's feeling good. Was like top 3 in yards per attempt this year, so he's not that kind of dink and dunk kind of guy, but they're going to have to play that game versus Bama because they're not going to beat him over the top. It's going to be a whole different ball game. It's hard to beat a team 5 times in a row, and these are not regular. These are 4 straight huge games. I'm talking Atlanta, SEC chip. I'm talking college football playoff, college football national championship. It's hard to beat a team 5 times in a row in games like that.
Heisman Trophy winner perform better.
But see, that's where it's not a good matchup for him.
This is your game.
How comfortable did he look for Cincinnati in your opinion? How comfortable did he look?
First of all, he didn't look too comfortable, and neither did the team.
So
also, when we're getting bullshit penalties, after bullshit penalties, and I'm not saying like they were bullshit calls.
No.
Bullshit, like they were
like
bad
penalties. Yeah.
And this is Nick Saban's worst nightmare. Like, I can't only imagine what the hell he was doing at halftime. Like, bro. Yeah, bro, that's what he does. Like, bro.
I love that. I heard Nick Saban, bro. I love that shit. Just mean mugging, bro. That shit was
after all these dumb penalties. And if we do this again, and you can go mess around and do that against Cincinnati, but you can't do that against Georgia.
No.
Here's the other thing, too. This is why this is exciting for sports bettors, because you see a game like that, right? You see how Alabama played, and then you see how Georgia played against Michigan. 2 completely different opponents that they had to play against.
Very factual.
2 completely different offenses and 2 completely different defenses that played, like I said again, way different, seesaw teams, right? Michigan, you probably put up here, Cincinnati down here. Cincinnati, your best team that you played all year was UCF. Completely besides the point. When I look at Bama here, and I look about who I'm going to bet on, it's weird because you're like, damn, Bama played like shit against the Cincinnati team, but it was Cincinnati. So was this like Bama plays like shit? Now the books are going to go all crazy because Bama played like shit. So now I'm like, all right, well, do I take a step back and be like, all right, well, we got to ride Georgia here. But then if I ride Georgia here, it's like, wait, well, then Bama's going to come out and play like Alabama football and then do their thing and win the game. So now it's like,
but that's not this like.
That's why it's
weird. It's not
an
overreaction because they played like shit versus Cincy. They played like shit versus Auburn. They played like shit versus Florida. They played like shit versus A&M. They played like shit versus Arkansas.
You need to apply pressure to Bryce Young. And that's what Auburn did.
This is a reoccurring thing. Now the thing about Bama is like it's always weird because we just seem like down the stretch. So in the month of December, I'm pretty sure they didn't cover versus Auburn. They didn't cover versus Arkansas.
No, they didn't cover versus Auburn at all.
They didn't cover versus another team. It was like a 14-point spread. I want to say it was Florida, maybe another team that month. No, Florida was earlier on in the season. But then they come in the SEC championship. They come against Georgia and they look like fucking world beaters again. So that's the thing about Bama is like they can only be like shit for so long. Like Saban probably got into their ass. But one thing I'll say about I think the books are correct because if you look at the years, how are you gonna put Bama as a favorite? Because the whole Vegas thing is all power rankings. Like Georgia's power ranking is ahead of Bama in the eyes of the books because of the record, the games that Bama's played like shit, and how Georgia's looked. Well, my thing is though, So if we had to run the ball essentially 10 straight, almost 15 straight times versus Cincinnati, we were afraid to stretch the ball on that defense. And they were kind of making us uncomfortable in some situations. What the fuck is Georgia going to do? Firing off blitzes, quarter blitzes. Kirby Smart's probably licking his chops. I'm 0-4 in these big games versus these guys. This is my best defense ever. If I just can't stress it enough. If he was uncomfortable against Cincinnati's front seven and their linebackers, Georgia might have a field day. Now,
That's like
One thing I will say, Jamison Williams, now Mechie's down, so you think, okay, so teams can adjust to Jamison Williams. He's not going to be able to get loose. He still got loose for Cincinnati for a big play. Burned Georgia for 2 big plays in the SEC championship game. I still think he might get loose, but just the fact that they can be able to contain him a little bit more, because the one thing that's so demoralizing when you play Bama is like, yep, Mechie, 15-yard pop here. Yep, Mechie, 12-yard curl. Yep, Mechie on the sideline, comeback. Oh, Jamison Williams in the stingy post on the backside. You forgot about him. Then it's like 14-0 out of nowhere. Like, that's where it gets demoralizing playing Bama. So that's another little dynamic that he got hurt in the SEC championship game. I don't exactly remember when that exactly happened. But I mean, that's just a whole different storyline for game planning, a bunch of different things in that game. So it will be interesting to watch as well.
Well, that's why it's like, it takes me back to like that Brandon Staley conversation too, because it's like, we can't lose 5 times in a row.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like, it's the same thing. It's the same
and
concept.
I think you're going to see a hungry, like, they might need to be contained in the locker room for this game. Like, this is going to be a pumped up, like, this is Georgia's year. And it felt like that the one year when Tua came in and busted their ass at the end. Like, oh my God, finally Georgia's about to get one. Because I don't think they've won since 80, 82. Like, they are fiending for one down there.
I mean, I feel like I'm going to just have to lean towards Alabama in this game. And
a completely understandable bet.
I took the money line already, and I can still, like, go back to Georgia on another book. I'm not worried about it.
But when you think about fucking value.
But when it changed,
you know what I mean?
Bro, it was like, as soon as the game ended, it changed. And it went from, the line went to Alabama plus 120. And this is the same thing that we spoke about when they played Georgia. And it was like, when Georgia was, this is when we were in LA. And I remember we were with Kyle, and he's like, if somebody told me that Alabama was a dog, I'm throwing the mortgage on it. Now,
it's just not the best mindset to come from.
Different circumstances now, right? Chip game, okay. Georgia's playing a lot better. Defense playing a lot better.
Best wide receivers down.
Fine.
Best player on offense down besides Bryce Young.
It's not the same as it was when they played, a month ago. And I'm not saying that it is. But I'm probably going to stick with an Alabama moneyline bet. And if you want to see what we are betting on, head over to our Twitter page at 8080 Podcast. You can click the link tree, and you'll see at the top of the link there is the chalkboard link. Come join it, chat with us, tell us what you're betting on for the games, and you'll see exactly what we're betting on. So that's chalkboard there. It's a great way for you guys to communicate with us on an everyday basis on what we're betting on, and just chatting up a storm with us. So we're in there chatting if you guys want to come chat with us.
Especially when it comes to betting Bama, like, who's holding the better ticket here? Right. Like me holding my minus 130, or you holding your plus 130? Like, you're gonna say, oh well, whoever wins is the better ticket, but like realistically, like, it's Georgia versus Bama national championship game. Like, you're getting 3. It's probably gonna be like you're getting 3 with Bama right now. I mean, you could just take that 3 and just be like, I think Georgia's gonna win, but this is 3 fucking points in this game.
I also have had a lot of people say, like, just if there's a game to stay away from, it's
this
game.
one. Just enjoy it.
But like,
you can't. Fucking
that's exactly what I'm saying. Bro, it's the national championship
Girl,
game.
Get some fucking hair on your chest.
I have to bet on this game. Like, I'm not saying that in a degenerate way at all. I'm just saying, like,
can't.
It's the chip game. Like,
I don't remember.
That's like you saying, like, oh my God, it's Chiefs Packers in the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna sit this one out.
Like, I'm gonna not bet.
I don't remember the last Super Bowl, the last NFL playoff game, the last Final Four game, NHL chip. MLB play. I don't remember the last big game like this I've sat out. You got to grow some hair on your chest and pick a side. Go with it and just fucking rip it. Like,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if I'm like, does the 3 matter in this game?
Oh yeah.
I don't know, bro. That's what I'm saying with the money line, because like,
yes it does.
Come on, bro.
Yes it does.
I don't think so. I think they're like, either team, if they're gonna win by more than 3 points.
Okay.
So I really don't think
let that bitch go to the OT and they get the triple OT and they gotta start going for 2. Let that bitch go into OT. 3 points. 3 points is pivotal.
I wonder if you can do this in college too. You think you can bet on the game going to overtime?
Oh yes, you can.
I would do that.
Oh yes, you can. What other way to end of the season?
I'm gonna fucking do that. God damn it.
You want to talk about these opt-outs?
Yeah, let's go to the opt-outs. You start it because I'm pretty fed up. We're on different sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, so
I'm fed up for one reason and one specific team only.
I want, like, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to this opt-out debate, like when it was first happening, like in the views of just a straight gambler and like it's 12 o'clock on a Wednesday, I have nothing to do but watch like a decent bowl game and you're hearing the best players opting out, I'm fucking pissed. Like, oh.
Pause before 1 second. LSU and Kansas State played yesterday. Kansas State 42-20.
Yep.
LSU.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we would have liked Ed there to coach that game.
Yeah.
Sorry about it.
Yeah, I mean, and then he's no longer our coach anymore. I think we would still like Ed to be our coach for the first.
I just had to mention that because I saw the score in that. I watched like the first quarter and was like, I'm bored. And then I come back and it's like 42-20.
Yeah, I think
we needed Eddie O. And if you guys want to know our thoughts on Eddie O, you can check back to the LA podcast.
I think they'll miss Eddie O, honestly, in my personal opinion. But when it comes to these opt-outs, like, so I've had a long time, like I told you guys, like when I'm gambling and all that stuff, and people are opting out and it's affecting the lines and you don't know who to take, like it's annoying as shit. And you're like, bro, why can't you just play? Like you get one more chance with your boys. This is one thing I look at. Like you've been with these guys for 2, 3, 4 years, maybe 5 years. If you're a redshirt transfer guy, built bonds, roommates, 5 a.m. lifts, you know what I'm saying? 10-hour, 2-a-day days total for you guys that don't know. So from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. for these D1 schools for these 2-a-days. You build a serious bond with these players, coaches, fan bases, families, the whole nine. So you think I have one last hoorah. This guy, you know what I'm saying? This second string guy that plays a gunner on punt return, he might go get a job after this. Like he's not going to the league. Couple of guys,
right about it.
Couple guys I know.
Guys aren't going to make it.
Couple of those guys I'm playing with. Someone might have got hurt second game of the season. His career's over, but I can go out there with them one last time. I might have played in high school with this dude. We might have played on the same 7-on-7 team. Like one last hoorah that means something. And but for people that aren't about to get that $10 million, $5 million, $2 million check with $1 million signing bonus, it's a whole different mindset. And that's kind of what I was tapping into. Some of these guys come from nothing. Some of these guys families have been homeless. Mom hasn't, single mom, not really working. A lot of brothers, a lot of siblings. You know what I mean? You're one game away in the most violent sport, maybe besides rugby. One little twist of an ankle, ACL. We've seen it happen before. Another thing I want to touch on too is coaches opt out. Coaches been opting out before players. And it doesn't seem to be, in my view, we need to get a player on this podcast to get their view. But from what I see, I think everyone else is like accepting of it. In my opinion, let's look at Penn State, for example. Brent Pry doesn't coach the bowl game. I don't think Jaquan Brisker played, but let's say like Jaquan Brisker did play, notable player for that defense for 3 years, All-American. I don't think he's going to feel any type of way to Brent Pry for not coaching that game. He's about to go run a program for Virginia Tech and live his dream. But Jaquan Brisker also opted out. I don't think Sean Clifford's feeling some type of way about Jaquan Brisker for not playing that game because he's about to go chase his dream. I'm one game away, one targeting call, one crown down to the helmet. My career might be over, boss. So we have to give the players the same leeway we gave the coaches because before this happened with the players, I don't think we were on the coaches' ass as much.
Well, we were a little bit when we did the Mega Millions podcast.
That is true.
With Lincoln
That
Riley
is true. That is true.
and Brian Kelly.
That is
because
true.
I said my thoughts on Lincoln Riley. I mean, in that podcast, bro, you got a bowl game to go. Why don't you just finish it out?
To be honest, and I feel like we've given the coaches more leeway than we should have. I feel like it's worse on a coach to not coach his final game of his team than a player not to play. I don't know. You're a leader. We're in a groove with you. Like, obviously a player, you're a big time player, but like, you came to my home, recruited me. You met my family, told them you were going to do this for me, X, Y, and Z. You're going to leave me here. And then I might have my last game with you, or I might be a sophomore. This is my second year. I'm finally getting to start, and we're finally building our relationship. And now you're dipping, and I can't even get one more.
That's why it brings.
You know what
up
I mean?
this
So
whole new thing.
I think
right?
it's something with college that is being accepted. But I'm gonna let you get into it because there's another thought about Kirk that we gotta get into.
Yeah, because and we'll go to Kurt, and then I'll give kind of my thoughts on everything. But so for those that don't know, ESPN college football analyst Kirk Herbstreit said on College Game Day for these bowl games that it's more or less that these kids don't love the game of football if they're going to opt out. Right. And there's a clip of him saying, like, you know, if you're going to opt out early, you don't love the game enough, yada, yada, yada. Right. So that clip gets tweeted out by ESPN College Football, and Shannon Sharp quotes that tweet of the video and the clip of Kirk saying all that. And he brings up the point that Manny just made. And he basically tweets out saying that, you know, what about the coaches, though? You had Lincoln Riley, you had Brian Kelly, named a couple others as well. Those guys dropped out as well and opted out, whatever you want to call it.
Huge coaches. I mean, Brent Venables opted out. Brent Pryor said.
His message was, why don't we say they don't love the game as well? And I don't think Sharp was kind of sitting there saying, like, you know, let's go. Like, I don't think he was on the side of bashing the kids.
100%. Or even the
but
coaches.
He was maybe understanding it, but then he was saying, well, we also have to look at these guys too. Don't kill the kids.
Exactly.
Don't crush the kids. And the players as well. Go with the coaches because they're literally doing the same thing, but we're not mentioning that.
But I will say one thing though. All situations are very, very different. And one thing I'll rebound to you.
True.
We don't know. I can't judge someone else's past, but I'm gonna use two players for example. Let's use Kenneth Walker and let's use Kenny Pickett.
Mm-hmm. Well, before we do that, let's use the money as well for the coaches.
No, yeah. I'm just saying,
if the coach is getting $100 million, I'm leaving.
This is completely hypothetical. I'm just saying. I'm not even gonna say Kenneth Walker and Kenny Pickett. I'm just gonna say player X and player Y. Player X could come from nothing. This could be his chance. Could have been slept on, 3-star, 2-star recruit. Maybe he had to go to JUCO, transfer in, finally get his spot. He had a great senior year. Now he can go to the draft. I might opt out. You know what I mean? Player Y. I went to prep school in high school. My family has some backing. I've done excellent in school. I built relationships with these guys for 4 years. I've had to play. I had to earn my spot. There was none of that coming in. That was my guy. My roommate's still playing. The head coach that came to my house is still playing. The OC that came to my house is still playing. And I'm gonna opt. I don't know. You know what I mean?
We had two of the best players.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
we had two of the best players in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl between MSU and Pitt opt out. That's what we had. Two of the best players in that. And then this is why like it pisses me off so much. I'm not necessarily worried about guys on a team like Georgia or guys on a team like Bama. Now listen, they wouldn't do that because both of those teams are most likely going to be in the college football playoff. I'm talking about teams that are lower tier. So for example, let's take Pitt. When was the last time they were ranked to end a season? When was the last time?
A long time. 2009,
they were 15. They played in the I don't even know how to pronounce it, the Meineke Car Care Bowl, and they beat UNC. 2009, that was the last time the end of the season ranked. The next season they came out as they came ranked. They came out as 10 or 12, and they lost the first game to Utah, and they were unranked again. But think about that. The last time that they were ranked to end the season to go into a bowl game was 2009. We're in 2022 here, ladies and gentlemen. So now you get a game in a bowl game and in a much bigger bowl game, Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl against Michigan State, and you are a 12. You're a 12 this year.
ACC champs?
ACC champs, you're a 12, right? I mean, couldn't be better for Pitt, right?
Cinderella dream season.
Clemson sucks. It's like, okay, we can go 11-3. We can go in the ACC, which they did. And you're playing a number 10 ranked MSU. Big game for Pitt. When was the last time, like I said, when was the last time you saw Pitt in this big of a game, right? I'm livid for Pitt because they win this game if Kenny Pickett is on the field. They win this game. We had a sophomore quarterback come in and throw for 149. Lowest amount of yards that got hurt. Most amount of yards that Kenny Pickett had this year that was relatively close to that was 203. And that's the least amount of passing yards he had in a single game this season. If Kenny Pickett is on this field, they win this game. So,
Kenny Pickett was in the booth.
And see, that's the fucking problem. That's the fucking problem.
Kenny Pickett was in the booth calling coverages out.
Watch. I've lost even more respect for Kenny Pickett. How can you sit there and watch your team that you would have won if you were out there.
Been there for a couple years.
You sat there and you watched them lose the game on a pick six. What were you saying? Well, what did you say? Did you say I could have made a better throw? Because you shouldn't have, because you could have been out there and they would have won that game. So you sat there for the last time you ever would have going to go play with these guys ever again. Well, like you said, the relationships that you made, the 5 a.m. lifts, you're probably not going to talk to many of these guys ever again because you won't see them because you're going to get ready for the NFL and you're going to go play in an NFL team and you'll be locked into the NFL. When are you going to talk to these guys? Maybe the offseason, right? How can you sit there and watch your team lose like that 31-21 in a bowl game where we win that bowl game? And now I don't know what's going to happen with Pitt next season. How can you have I don't even know, like, what is it? Is it like the moral gratitude, or like, how is that good for your conscience that you actually showed your face at the game in the box and you watched them lose? Go watch at home. That's what pissed me off more. You want to opt the fuck out in a team that relatively has not really been good enough to be in these games, and they were this year, and you failed them. You bailed on him, you failed him, and you let the team down. This is on Kenny Pickett. I'm livid at Kenny Pickett. It's not like Kenneth Walker. You're different, bro. Like your team was fine. You're an all-star. This is your quarterback who's supposed to lead this team to a bowl game, a bowl win. Bro, it's one game. I don't want to hear the injury shit, bro. Like, you did a fake slide and almost got your head taken off, okay? So I don't want to hear the bullshit injury stuff. It's one game.
Sam Howell ain't opt out.
People are going to go look at this game. And like, also, you're in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, so what if you ball the fuck out? What if you throw for 403? And then your scouts are like, well, we're in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl we're not in the Car Care Bowl. We're in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl against Michigan State. And this is how he performed? Let me write that down. Write that down. Maybe you can improve some other stuff. Maybe get some other looks. Because now you're playing in a big-time game, right? It's not an ACC championship game. It's a big-time bowl game. It's not a regular season game where we're going to go look at the tape there. Let's go look at he played on one of the biggest stages in college football. Let's go look at that game. How did he perform? How did he control himself? How did he stay composed? Right? Let's go look at those things. All these things that add up for scouts. Kenny, you failed me because you lost me because your team was not in this position to be successful when you failed them. You could have won this game, and you would have won this game. And people are going to say, well, it's not just about the game. It's not about the bowl game. Yes, it is. For a fucking school like Pitt, this is their Super Bowl. ACC championship, sure. We're in a Peach Bowl, guys. Wake up, Kenny. I'm done with you, bro. Good luck in the NFL, but just know the fact that you showed your face at that game in the box and you watched your team lose, I wonder what those kids on that field think about you now. You came and watched me lose, and you could have been there and played and helped us win. You're not a team player. I don't care how long you were at Pitt. I don't care what you did for the regular season. I don't care you were ACC championship. You're not a team player. Not a team player. Now, again, my final thought. Different teams, different players, it makes sense. Okay? I understand that. I'm not going to say it makes sense. I'm going to say I understand it. But for a lower tier football school like Pitt, where usually Clemson's coming out running the ACC, this is your year to shine, and you failed them. That's what I don't understand. That's what I won't get. Done.
I understand where you're coming from, but like I said, we just don't know Kenny Pickett. We don't know him. We don't know him at all.
He threw for 43 yards this season.
We don't know his boys.
Played a bowl game.
Understandable.
300 yards.
We don't know his boys. We don't know none of that.
True. Maybe there was bad blood. I don't know.
They could have been cool. You never, like, sometimes, and you've been around it, close friends, like, you've might have been in a situation where, okay, this is going to help my boy out. This might hurt me in the short term, but yo, my boy's about to eat. Like, yeah, bro, go ahead. Like, in back of my mind, I'm like, no, like, all right, this fucking sucks, but yo, go ahead, bro, do your thing. It could be that kind of thing. Like, you're about to go to the fucking league. And when you really sit down and think about it, like, damn, yeah, I was 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, and I was dreaming about going to the league. Like, I might be a right guard, transfer in my last year. I'm going to go get a job. Like, I want my boy to go eat. Like, he's not going to, like you said, he might not ever talk to them again, or like for a while, because they'll talk again. I mean,
sure, yeah.
That's a bond that will never be broken. I still talk to guys I played with in freshman year. So, I mean, that's a bond that will never be broken. It's just, it hurts me because it's like, sometimes it's like, damn, bro. Some of those guys are going to look back at that. Let's say the guy that has to go work off his job now for like 10, 15 years. Someone asks him about his past. Like, yeah, I paid for Pitt. Like, he thinks about his last game, and he's like, damn, we kind of had like probably one of the best Pitt teams ever, but we couldn't win the bowl game. And it sucks. But like, you can't always, especially as an athlete, you can't always make the decision that's going to please everybody. Because at the end of the day, it's just you. Yeah. It's just you out there. And like, it's a wild game. You're one play away. And I hate coming from that standpoint, like some dark, like, oh, you're one play away from it. Seriously. But you really, I mean, you are.
You're right.
So, I mean, I gotta.
What
is bullshit, though? My fault. Kirk Herbstreit. If you opt out of a bowl game, you don't love fucking football?
Yeah, that was dumb. I think
about you're opting. I'm opting out to go sign my life away to go play 10 more years somewhere, 4 years somewhere else in a more violent league.
Yeah, like I don't necessarily agree with his. I understand what he was trying to say, but the delivery of it was
awful.
Was very.
But this is another point.
Uneducated.
This is another point. ESPN, get more workers. Kirk Herbstreit was doing the Rose Bowl game on the West Coast. Had to fly to do that show. And he's fucking delusional probably. He's probably tired as dick. He's probably a little more rational. Right. Let's get some more workers.
So we do respect you. We just hate what you said.
Why is Kirk Herbstreit called a game on a Thursday, doing the Rose Bowl Friday, flying into a game day on a Monday morning and asked to take about a boat? His eyes were red. You can see it in the video. His eyes were a little red. He looked a little... But still, watch your mouth, boss. You know what I mean?
Because that's the thing, too. I mean, I understand what he's trying to say.
ESPN, let's get some more people out here.
And also, like, let's understand, like, don't come at me for saying the stuff about Kenny. I'm more, and I'm going to say it again, just so everybody understands, and then we're out of here.
Situation's all different.
It's the fact that it's the team Pitt. Alabama is different. Georgia is different.
We ain't come at Chris Olave. We ain't come at Olave.
Michigan is different. These teams are way different. But again, I'm saying it for the final time. Pitt usually is not supposed to come out of the ACC. Pitt is not supposed to get into a Peach Bowl. So don't fail them then. That's the point I'm trying to make. If it was Bryce Young dipping, which would never happen.
Game dependent.
Now, right, sure. If Alabama is not in the college football playoff,
they probably don't give a shit.
Most of those players are getting ready to go.
Yeah.
Totally understandable.
Because we're in a different league. See,
we're in a different standards.
Georgia's, I mean, I could be wrong, but Georgia's coming into the season, first meeting of the year, Natty Chip, wherever that stadium's at that year, they have it on the wall. Everyone taps in the living room. Natty Chip. Pitt, what they do, I would assume. Now, they could be saying Natty Chip just to get the little spices going, but for real, it's, yo, let's win the fucking ACC. This is where the ACC chip's getting played. Let's tap this everybody out. So, if Georgia doesn't make the college football playoff and they're playing in, let's say, the Peach Bowl or a low-key New Year's Six Bowl, yeah, I'm fucking opting out.
You might be right on that, too, because Pitt, maybe that was the
Super Bowl for them, the ACC championship.
Maybe it was like, our goal is fuck the bowl game.
It's ACC chip.
We're going to win the ACC chip.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that was it.
And then we might get in the college football playoff with ACC chip. And after that, it might have been like, all right, fuck. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's from experience, like, when you're a team that's about to compete for a chip, it's like, yeah, let's get the chip. And if you're a team that's kind of a fringe team, it's like, yo, let's just win the league, boys. Let's finally win the league.
Pitt money line bettors.
Sorry,
Goss.
I took him live.
Andrew Goss, bro.
Goss. I took him live too, boss.
I love the bet.
I took them live.
Blame Kenny Pickett.
I took them live right before the drive where Michigan State came down. They threw the touchdown to the tight end. He goes up there and grabs it, gets hit in the back. At that point in time, I knew it was completely fucking chalked.
Joke.
Third string QB in. Kenny, you know what I mean? If you cared about my bankroll a little bit, Kenny, you probably would have played. But it's all good, bro. Get the bag.
That's the difference, though. Like,
hey, whip me my money back with some NFL props, so we can call it even. We can call it fucking even.
The difference here is it's the standards, right? So if you look at Alabama, if they're not in the college football playoff, they certainly don't give a shit. Neither does most of the fans watching, because they want to go see them in the college football playoff competing for the chip. So understandably, those players will get ready for the draft. Totally understand that. That's the Alabama standard. Pitt is unbelievably different in so many astronomical ways, right? Everybody can agree to that. So the point is, Pitt needs to win these big games, bring the morale boost for the next season. Alabama doesn't need to give a shit about it because they don't. When they're not in it, it doesn't matter. This is the last thing, and I probably said it. I'm probably broken record at this point. Pitt's a different team. They're a lesser team in a way that they're not a college football playoff team. Did they win the ACC?
Sorry, Pitt fans.
Sorry, bro. Sorry. But I'm saying is, you win these games. We finished, 12-3?
Cool.
That's a great season. You won the ACC and you won the Peach Bowl?
And we played extra week. They played extra week. They played extra game this season.
So it's different from these top 4, top 5, top 6 teams because they have different standards. Maybe the Pitt standard was like you said. Maybe it was to win the ACC and that's it. But just remember, final note, last time Pitt was ranked to end the season was 2009. They were 15. This year, 2022, they were 12. Why don't we go finish on a high note? Nobody has that same mindset. Kenny Pickett certainly doesn't. We're getting the fuck out of here. I think that's a good ending. I'm not going to... Kenny... I don't know. I don't know what to say.
You know, Kenny. I hope you don't take this as a burn bridge, Kenny. Because if you want one day you want to hop on the show, just don't take it. You know what I mean? Emotional.
No, because I would love for that. Because I would love to hear what your actual thoughts are. That's all. 100%. Love to hear what you got to say. We appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for tuning in for this first podcast back in a little while. Dealing with some sickness here. Obviously, we're right in the COVID surge again. Right around this time last year, I had COVID, and we almost got it again, literally at the same time, about a couple weeks ago. So we were down for the count. We are back. Had some COVID scares here and there, but we are back to recording. If you want to follow us on our Twitter page, head over to @ADED Podcast and our Instagram @ADED Pod. TikTok is kind of on a surge right now. You really won't see the same content on the TikTok that you are seeing on Twitter and Instagram. So go give that a follow. We are seeing some new followers come in, which is pretty cool. It's just the name of the show, the All Day Everyday Show. Facebook page is the same. You guys know that. And Apple Podcasts, if you guys are listening on Apple Podcasts, I know we have some YouTube watchers, but if you are listening on Apple Podcasts, you can scroll to the bottom, and there's a rating there. You can give it a 5-star rating, and if you want to write a little note, that'd be great. And again, this is all stuff that helps push the show and helps support the show and everything that we're doing. And like I said, in this content creation world. Let's go YouTube, baby.
If you made it to the end of the video, appreciate you guys rocking with us, man. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell to keep up with everything we drop. New shit's coming. LA vlogs on the way. Tea parties from Auburn on the way. You already know how we fucking do it over here at the All Day Everyday Show offices. And it's the boys signing off.
Also, we might be trying to get together for this national championship game, so we'll send you guys something. You've been listening to the All Day Everyday Show with All Day AJ and the homie Manny Ruffin. My name is Alex Jacobs. You can call me All Day AJ. See you boys after the chip. Go Bama.